Khan here for Seconds Out with Frank Smith, the real man that makes things happen at Matchroom. Frank Smith. Frank, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. All the better for being in here. We've just seen Katie Taylor really get, well, we don't really understand the love that she gets over here in Ireland, but seeing that right now with the children there who are screaming to just get some seconds with her, that was a lovely moment.
Yeah, look, special, and that's why we wanted to bring a Katie Taylor show here for so long. She's a superstar, and everyone we've spoken to in the lead up to this says, you do not realise how big this event is going to be, how big the build-up's going to be, and you know, the atmosphere on Saturday night at the 3 Arena is going to be something special. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, but it's can't wait. It's only feels like, you know, we were making this fight. I think it was our Liverpool show, so that was March 11th. It's come round so quickly. And I'm glad we got it over the line and delivered, you know, a great opportunity for both fighters. You know, both Katie Taylor and Chantelle Cameron. And, you know, 2 undisputed fighters getting in there together. It's going to be a special, special night.
I asked Eddie the same question. Do you feel a big sense of personal achievement being along the ride with Katie Taylor to this moment? She's really kind of grown with Matchroom. Eddie kind of played it off a little bit, but obviously Matchroom played a big part just as much.
Yeah, look, but she, you know, she's done the work. You know, we've. It's like with a number of our fighters. Just, I think even Barry said it. Like having 1% of what they go through, you know, is enough for us because it's an amazing feeling to be a part of it. So. Yeah, it's, and to finally bring an event to Dublin, that's special as well. But you have to respect Chantelle Cameron as well, because she's going in there the best fighting the best. Both of these girls wanted this fight, and we don't see that enough in this sport. She's coming to Dublin, and you know it's going to be a night we won't ever forget.
How does it work in terms of when Matchroom have 2 fighters that they under the same banner fighting off against each other, in terms of making sure both teams are appeased heading into the fight? How does that work and how's that split to make sure that the teams are happy?
Well, like when we did Canelo Bivol, I promoted Bivol, he promoted Canelo. But no, look, for us, I spoke about this before. For us, it's all about delivering the biggest possible events for our fighters. If that means 2 of our fighters fighting each other, then great, because we're delivering the best opportunity for the fighters we promote. You know, and when they get in the ring, we can't do anything beyond that point. You know, we're sitting there watching just like everyone else. But you know, I think a lot of the time we have good relationships with the fighters, so it's easier for us to do it sometimes than people may think. You've got to think about both of them, but we've always been fair. Even when we've got opponents we don't promote, we're always fair with people. We've always had that, you know, people have always thought that about us in the business. So, yeah, it's not. We're there as fans come Saturday night.
Whatever the outcome, Serrano rematch the most likely?
Yeah, there's that. I mean, obviously, look, you're not looking past Saturday night, though. Chantelle Cameron, everyone's saying she's the toughest test in the sport for Katie Taylor. So, you know, we can't look past Saturday night. We have to May 20th will happen, then we go from there. Serrano's an unbelievable fight. We will all remember the night in MSG. I'm sure it'll be an unbelievable rematch if it happens, but, you know, can't look past Saturday night because you've got 2 of the best fighting each other.
In terms of what else features on Saturday night, run me through the card and what do you think could be the fight of the night outside of the main event?
You know, look, it was important for us when we were coming to Dublin for the first time in a long time to deliver an unbelievable event from top to bottom. You got multiple fights on there that could have been main events in their own right. You know, for us, Gary Cully's a star that for the next 3, 4, 5 years is going to sell out the 3 Arena and even stadiums as well. We believe in the talent Gary Cully's got, so it was important for us to give him that focus slot, you know, to build a massive fan base for him. You got a great fight in JJ Metcalf against Dennis Hogan for the IBO title. That's a brilliant fight, can't wait for that. Cecilia Breakhouse against Terry Harper. Slight delay on that fight, obviously, but to get that on here, that could be a main event in its own right. Gyarko's back out, Thomas Carty, you know, bringing a bit of heavyweight spice. You got Maisie Rose Courtney, you got Paddy Donovan, who's a tremendous talent as well. So top to bottom, it's a stacked card, 8 great fights. And for us, like I say, it was important with this event. You know, the Irish love boxing, get behind boxing, so it was important for us to deliver an event that people will never forget. And that's not just the main event, that's the whole show.
With Ellie Scottney falling off the card, it's key to say, look, she gets her opportunity a couple of weeks later. We spoke to Shane McGugan, I think it was on Monday, and he kind of said that he was disappointed with how the kind of fallout happened. He said maybe Eddie didn't want to get his hands dirty with what happened between Scottney falling off the card. Can you tell us from your perspective, you know, what the situation was there and how each camp was appeased, I guess?
Yeah, look, you've obviously got Chantelle Cameron. This is the biggest night of her career, and as her promoter, we obviously have to respect her position on things. You know, for Ellie Scottney, the key for us was delivering that world title shot. We've done that. It's 3 weeks later than originally planned. Obviously, that's unfortunate, but you know, we have to work with the best interests of all of our fighters. And you know, for Shane McGuigan, unfortunately, and I'm not going to go into the detail of it because it's not my place, but it's an issue between Shane McGuigan and Chantelle Cameron. It's nothing we've done wrong, so it's very difficult for us to sit there. You know, it's Shane McGuigan. Whatever the issue is, there's an issue there. It's not for me to talk about. But, you know, for us, it was just about delivering the opportunities for our fighters. We've done that. Ellie Scottney fights for the world title in 3 weeks' time, and that was the focus.
On a lighter note, Conor McGregor is going to be featuring this week. What's the deal in terms of Conor McGregor supporting this? Conor McGregor supporting this fight week. How active will he be in the promotion, I guess? Yeah,
look, you know, he's a man of his word. Obviously, he said he'd get involved and help not just the show, but obviously Katie as well. He sponsored Katie with his brand title as well. You know, it's great to see. We came and met him a couple of months ago. I think it was when the Serrano stuff was. It was when we were originally planning for the Serrano fight. We'd announced the Serrano fight was the week after that, and he said he'd get involved and get behind it, and he's done that. You know, he's obviously not just an Irish superstar, but a global superstar, and that really helps. You know, bring eyeballs to a fight of this magnitude that deserves, you know, it deserves a huge viewership, and to have someone like that involved and behind it is important because he's got a massive following. So, you know, he's getting heavily behind it, not just with the sponsorship, but himself personally. You know, you see on his social pages, all he's talking about is Casey Taylor against Chantelle Cameron. So good to see.
When people speak about you behind the scenes, it's like that you're the man that ties everything together and then some. What's your involvement in this AJ Saudi tournament or AJ Wilder fight, and how close is it to happening?
I'll just make sure the paperwork all looks all right. We were in Saudi a few weeks ago, had some positive discussions. There's been a lot of talking about all this over the last few years, hasn't there, about all these fights. It's a fight we want to make. AJ wants to fight Deontay Wilder. Wilder wants to fight AJ. So, you know, hopefully we can get it all done. Conversations still ongoing, and hopefully some news soon. But, you know, we're up for making it happen. But, you know, these things do take a little bit of time. It's not just an overnight. I wish it was. You know, life would be a lot more relaxing if it was much quicker. But yeah, we're all focused on trying to get it done, and it'll be a major event.
The idea of all those fighters that are rumoured to be on that card, being on that card and featuring, it sounds ludicrous in boxing. But is it a real possibility, Frank?
Yeah, look, they're hungry to do it. You know, they want to make it happen, and you know they keep pushing. They're gonna do it. So. We're here for it. It'll be a special night in boxing. It'll be a night I don't think we'd see too often, 2 fights of that scale. But like I say, still work to be done. I don't want to talk about it too much because I feel like we've spoken about all these things for so long and they haven't happened. So it's like, now let's just get our head focused and try and get it over the line.
Could the Usyk Dubois purse bid scupper any possibility of it happening?
No, I still think. I think things will get sorted. You know, look, we're also looking that Usyk Dubois fight is for a fight to take place by August. That was always the intention of all these various fighters having fights in August. But you know, I saw Usyk's obviously Dubois obviously split with Shane McGuigan. I don't know what that's about. I don't know whether that plays into any of it. We'll have to see. But that purse bid's set for May 25th, so we go from there.
Haney, someone who's been close to the match beforehand. Interest in signing Haney after his Top Rank deal finishes. This is the last fight with Top Rank against Loma.
Yeah, look, I dropped him a good luck message earlier in the week. We've always got on well with Devin Haney and Bill, and he's a tremendous fighter. And what he's done in such a short space of time in his career is quite amazing to see. And always, like I say, always got on very well with him. So, you know, he's I'm sure fully focused on what's ahead on this Saturday, May 20th, against Lomachenko. It's a tough fight. Lomachenko's a brilliant fighter, but yeah, everyone would love to work with Devin Haney. He's a top quality fighter.
A couple of things. The back and forth with Ben Shalom in terms of the Frazer Clarke versus Fabio Wardley, or Fabio Wardley versus Frazer Clarke fight not happening. I asked Ali the same thing. Are there any lessons you feel that can be learned for a young promoter, just in general, you know, finding the way in boxing, I guess, that you learned in your early days?
Yeah, look, I was saying it the other day. I've been involved with Matchroom for 15 years now. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and you have to keep the consistency up 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's relentless. It's a hard business. You know, I said with Ben Shalom, you'd rather he just came out and said, I don't want him to fight on any other platform, rather than all this rubbish about, no, we agreed it, Frazer was happy with it. Frazer wasn't happy with it. Frazer wanted to fight Fabio Wardley. And, you know, he wanted to have the biggest possible opportunity, and the biggest possible fight out there was Frazer Clarke against Fabio Wardley. And he talks about we'll do it on our terms. He's the challenger, and also the terms stuff's all a load of bollocks. Let it go to purse bid. Like, so you could. What frustrates me is you can talk about all this. We're here for the fighters. It's all about the fighters. It's not about the fighters. It's about you. It's about your ego, and it's about doing it on Sky Sports. No, don't give the messaging we're all about the fighters and then pull a fighter out of a purse bid. Frazer Clarke wanted to take that fight. You can come out now and say, no, we've spoken to Frazer, he's all happy. I can assure you, Frazer Clarke is not very happy about the decision not to take that fight. Because you saw his interviews in the build-up to it. He wanted that fight. And there were so many contradictions in all the interviews. But like I say, just be honest. Just come out and say, we did not want him to fight on another platform. I'm not saying people will agree with it, but at least they'll go, well, he's not a liar, is he? You know, that's the thing. One thing, people will say what they want about Matchroom, us as a business. We've never taken an opportunity away from a fighter. And we've lost purse bids in the past, yes. But we've always bid. And we've always given it our all to win for our fighter. But we've never said to him, oh, pull out of this, because it doesn't suit us. No, it's about the fighters. It's about the fighters earning the maximum amount of money possible in a dangerous business, and they deserve to. Forget your investment. We've invested in people, and they've gone and boxed on other platforms. We've invested in people, and they've gone and boxed on other platforms without purse bids. So all this narrative of working with other promoters, a load of rubbish. Just be honest. It's much easier if you're honest. And trust me, in boxing, you have to, over a period, you learn over a period of time. I've always been a very honest person. But over a period of time, there's a lot of people in boxing who talk a lot of shit, and then in the end, it's like, didn't really deliver, did they? So we have consistently over the year delivered for our fighters. We'll continue to do so. I don't want to get stuck in back and forth, but at the same time, I'm not going to have people say things about us that we got an agenda. No, we haven't. We are just sitting here saying, if you really care about the fighters, do the right thing by the fighters. That's all it comes down to.
My final question is, look, you've had your perspective on that in terms of the fallout, so has Ben. The ultimate thing here is really, does the fight happen this year, you feel, between the two, or do you feel it doesn't happen?
I don't know. Well, we had the perfect opportunity to do it. It went to purse bids and made the best. It might not have been, maybe we didn't win, maybe Boxer didn't win, maybe Boxing Social won it. I saw they were putting a bid in for it. Maybe Channel 5 and Shalom won it. Maybe Frank Warren and BC won it. Who knows? But that was the main moment for the fighters to get their optimum value, you know, because everyone was interested in it. So, you know, let's see. Maybe we make an offer for Frazer Clarke to come and box on DAZN, but I suppose if they weren't going to do it on purse bid, they wouldn't do it this way. But, you know, I think we can talk about it all day long, can't we? And it's a fight people would love to see, but at the same time, we've got to get on with Fabio Wardley's career and deliver the best possible opportunities now for Fabio Wardley, and that's what we'll go on to do.
Frank, good conversation. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.